Hello guys, in today's video we are going to see various non-ferrous metal and their alloys. So let me tell you first what do you mean by non-ferrous metal. So non-ferrous metals are those materials which do not contain iron as their base metal. Okay, so one of the non-ferrous material is copper, and which is very popularly used in engineering application as well as domestic application. So today in this video we are going to see various properties, application of copper and its alloy. So let's begin.
So guys, as we are seeing on the screen, the unit 4, that is non-ferrous metals and alloys. So let us see first contents, what it is given here. The content first is copper and its alloys, then second is aluminum and its alloys, third one is bearing materials, and fourth one is porous self-lubricating bearings. So let me tell you, all these copper, aluminum, bearing materials and porous self-lubricating bearings comes under the category of non-ferrous metals and alloy. Okay. So first of all, I want to tell you is, what do you mean by non-ferrous metals? So non-ferrous metals are those materials which does not contain iron as their base metal. Okay. Iron is there, but it in very negligible, you can say, in negligible quantity. Okay. So copper, aluminum are the two materials which are very common and very popularly used materials in engineering as well as in domestic applications. So let us see about copper. So guys, copper is a material which has excellent electrical conductivity and which is ductile, malleable, soft, it has good machinability. Some of the common non-ferrous metals are given here, that is aluminum, copper, lead, magnesium, nickel, tin, titanium and zinc. So non-ferrous alloys are literally materials that are not iron based. Okay. Again, non-ferrous metals and alloys occupy an important position amongst engineering construction materials. As you can see, you can experience if you are a student, if you are working in an industry, or if you are a person which deals with the various engineering applications, then you can easily get to see that copper is widely used in electrical appliances as it has excellent electrical conductivity. Again, we are very well known about that coppers are used to make coins also. In ancient time, we get to see the copper coins, okay, because of it is malleable, okay, and ductility of copper is one of the most common example, that is all of we have seen the wires of copper or copper wires, we can say, which is used to carry the electricity. Okay, so these are the very common applications of copper that I have discussed, and more we can see in this video that what are the various alloys of copper and how it is useful for engineering as well as domestic applications. So without wasting time guys, we are forwarding this. So here the heading that you are seeing, that is properties of copper. So let I tell you, so copper is a reddish metal. All of we have seen copper, it is a reddish in color. Second one is face centered cubic crystalline structure. It has FCC, you can say FCC crystalline structure, face centered cubic. Then it is malleable, as I have already told you. Again, it is ductile. We have seen the example of ductility of copper, that is copper wire. Then an extremely good conductor of both heat and electricity. Please see guys, I have told you earlier that it is extremely good conductor of heat and electricity. Again, one of the very important property of copper is that it has very good corrosion resistance. All of you have seen copper utensils that we are using it in our kitchen. So we don't get to see that copper got corroded, okay, because of this property that it has excellent or very good corrosion resistance. The next is good machinability. As it is ductile, as it is malleable, so ultimately it has good machinability also. The next is it is non-magnetic. So this is very good property, or it is very important property that maximum people doesn't know that copper is a non-magnetic. So let me tell you all the viewers that copper is a non-magnetic material. Then it has melting point of 1085 degrees Celsius. This melting point I have mentioned here, it is in degree Celsius. So what is the melting point of copper? The melting point of copper is 1085 85 degree Celsius. So this is the melting point of copper. Now I want to show you the actual images of copper that explains this image explains about the application of copper. So guys, in this image you can see the various copper wires are putted over one another in the form of bundles. Okay, so this is the application of copper ductility, and here the second image tells us about the household utensils that we are using it in a kitchen. This is the actual image of kitchen, that they have put so many copper utensils in a series. So by seeing these two images we can see the copper wire and utensils which is made up of copper material. Now in this slide, this is one of the important slides that you are seeing. Please pay your attention guys here. Development of different copper alloys. So guys, please see, development of different copper alloys. So there are total 5 objectives that we are seeing in this slide. Now what are the 5 objectives? That is, first is strength, then corrosion resistance, then wear resistance, after that machinability, and then color. So if I am talking about strength, so what is my objective? If I want to increase the strength of copper, please see, please try to understand. If I want to increase the strength of copper, then all the materials that they are written there, that is chromium, aluminium, iron, okay, beryllium, zinc, phosphorus, that material we needs to add into the copper in some amount. Okay, if I want to improve the corrosion resistance of copper, in the next objective, that is corrosion resistance, if I want to improve the corrosion resistance of copper, then you can see guys, there are so many alloying elements like manganese, asbestos, silicon, tin, aluminium, that we need to add these alloying elements into the copper to improve its corrosion resistance. Then third one is wear resistance. So let me tell you what do you mean by wear. Wear takes place, or wear happened because of friction. In Hindi we can call it jijna. Okay, so wear means what? Wear is a wearing out of surface because of friction. So if we want to improve the wear resistance of copper, then we should add silicon, tin, cadmium and aluminium. We need to add these alloying elements to the copper in some amount, so that we should improve wear resistance of copper. Next property is machinability. Now machinability, if we want to improve the machinability of copper, then we need to add zinc, sulfur and all the materials that they are mentioned there. And if we want to improve the color of copper, then we need to add zinc, tin and nickel. So all these materials, all these alloying elements, we need to add into the copper alloy, so that we can improve the strength, corrosion resistance, wear resistance, machinability and color. Okay, so it depends on what you need actually, what is your requirement, and according to your requirement you should add the various alloying elements into the copper composition. If your aim or if your objective is improve the strength of copper, then you need to add that element, and if you want to improve the corrosion resistance, then you need to add various elements that they are mentioned, or whatever element that you are seeing in this screen, that you need to add it. So I hope all of you understood this. So let us see next. Then the heading that you are seeing guys, applications of copper. Now let me tell you that I have told you earlier, and we have discussed it in various time, that copper is very common material which we have seen in our day-to-day life. Okay, in various electrical appliances we have seen copper wire. Again, in household utensils, in our kitchen we have seen various copper utensils. So what are the various applications of copper, domestic as well as engineering? Let us see guys. First is body jewelry. Jewelry of copper is very very common, that all of us wear copper jewelry. Then belt buckles, this is very common application, that we wear a belt, and we have so many times we have seen that belt buckles are made up of copper. Okay, this is the one of the application. Then rings, copper rings are widely used in various electrical appliances. Then heat exchangers in hot water tanks. Please see guys, heat exchangers in hot water tanks, that this is the one of the most common engineering application of copper, that is in heat exchangers. It is used to keep water in hot condition, and for that in heat exchanger copper is used to carry the current from the power supply to the actual end point of the equipment. So in heat exchangers it is used. Then underfloor heating system, see guys, in generally in the region where severe cold conditions are happening, in that region copper is widely used for floor heating system. And again, all weather football pitches and car radiators. See guys, one of the interesting application, that is football pitches, all weather football pitches. So football is very popular game and very liked game by people. So that football pitches, football is a game that you have seen, that which will be played by peoples in all the seasons, in rains also, in in cold also, and in summer also. So see guys, that pitches, football pitches in football ground, that it is used. Again, car radiators, which is one of the very common example, that is car radiator consists of copper, that we know. Then very common and very important application is wire and cable, transformers, switches, plug components and connectors. All these are the electrical appliances, and all these electrical appliances, because of it is extremely good conductor of heat and electricity, the copper is used in all these electrical appliances. The next is motor manufacturing, for instance as a stator, rotor shaft, head and hollow wire. So stator and rotor shaft, head, all these electrical appliances, copper is used. The next is copper printed circuits require a lot of copper foil and copper based brazing material. So guys, these are all. So we can see here, majorly copper is majorly utilized in making of electrical appliances, okay, that are generally used in industries and in domestic purpose also. So let me aware you about the actual practical applications of copper by seeing some image. See guys, in this image you can see a copper wire is folded, and this copper wire is used in heat exchangers, hot water tanks. The next image is this image tells us about the household application of copper, that is, this is one water jug and glasses of water that we have seen in our day-to-day life, that so many people's that uses, and doctors also suggested you to drink a water in a copper pot, okay, it is good for health. So this is also one domestic application of copper. Here you can see hollow pipes of copper. These hollow pipes are generally used to carry the electricity and to use to carry the heat exchangers or water heaters coil and water heaters system, or cold water is flow in between these hollow pipes, so that, and these hollow pipes are get heated with the help of electricity, so the water which is flows inside that pipe got heated. So all these are the practical applications of copper that you can see or understand by seeing these images. The next is types of copper alloy. Okay, so guys, in this video we are seeing the types of copper alloy. Up to that we have seen the various copper, its application, various properties of copper, its applications, and various actual and domestic as well as engineering applications of copper that we have seen. Now in this slide we are going to see the types of alloys, copper alloys, types of copper alloy. So guys, please see, this is copper alloy. Now what it is written here, copper zinc alloy. Please see guys, copper zinc alloy. If you mix zinc with the copper, then what will we get? And this is what, copper tin alloy. If we mix tin with copper, then what will we get? I am repeating, please see, this is copper alloy. Okay, there are two basic types of copper alloy, that is copper zinc alloy and copper tin alloy. As I have told you earlier, if we mix zinc with the copper, then what we will get, or what a new alloy is going to be formed, and if we mix tin with the copper, then what a new alloy, metal alloy, which is non-ferrous, will form, that we get to know. So see, first of all, we should see copper zinc alloy. If I mix zinc with the copper, then I will get brass. In Hindi we can see very common material, that is pital. In Hindi we have generally tells it pital. So if we mix zinc with the copper, then we got brass, that is pital. And if we mix tin with the copper, then we will got bronze. So guys, this is, so many people are confused with that, and so many students are confused with that what is the copper zinc alloy and copper tin alloy. Okay, so I think this content is beneficial for you to identify. If you mix the zinc with the copper, then you will got the brass.
So friends, if you think my video is informative for you, and if you think that this video is beneficial for you, so please like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel, so that I can bring so many new and beneficial video towards you. Thank you.